So I know that I've come onto this podcast and fully said that I wouldn't read another Shadowhunters book.
Yeah.
I regret to inform the audience that apparently the next trilogy is like the last trilogy. Like it's supposed to be like the end. So I regret to inform everyone that I will in fact be reading more Shadowhunter books.
Yeah, sounds like you're going to be reading exactly 3 more Shadowhunters books. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Midlight Crisis, a real podcast hosted by 3 grown-up biologists revisiting books from our teens, and it's totally cool. I am one of your hosts, Sophie, and today, right now, Goodreads says that I have read 661 books.
Whoa. Wow.
Confetti
and you thought
cannons.
I was going to be the highest.
No, I said I was going to be the lowest. I stand by that.
No, you're not.
What?
Nope.
I think you might be the highest.
Oh my god, wow.
That's so many books, Sophie.
That's a lot of books. It's all Mercedes Lackey.
It's all 75 Mercedes Lackey books are on here.
And 75 books?
Like,
That's
probably.
too many books.
Oh my god.
And I have all 48 Piers Anthony books on here. And all 40 Tamora Pierce books. Like, those are probably where these numbers are coming from. Anyway.
Dang.
That's who I am and my street cred, I guess. I have 29 pages of books on my read page.
Oh, jeepers fuck.
Anyway, who are you guys? And how many books have you read?
My name is Sam, and Goodreads tells me I've read 564 books, but I'd say that's plus or minus 10. So
wow, only 10?
Yeah, I did a pretty good job of backtracking it. So like,
okay,
there's definitely like a few high school books, and like I don't think
classics,
like Stuart
maybe.
Little is on there.
Yeah.
Or, like Charlotte's Web might actually Charlotte's Web might be on there. Like stuff
Do
like
you
that.
Have all 8 of the I Spy books, like, you know.
No.
Where's Waldo?
I don't even know if I have the unfortunate events on there, and that's like 14 books
through
right there.
29 of Magic Treehouse.
Yeah.
Not on there.
All those like Arthur chapter books I read as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So maybe plus or minus 30.
Yeah, maybe a few more.
Yeah.
Some. Yeah.
Yeah, a few. I probably have around that amount too, plus or minus, but great. Who is the last one, and how many books have you read?
Me, the last one, is Hannah, and I have not backtracked my books. So, since 2019, when I started using Goodreads, I have read 454 books.
Wow. That's a lot since
That seems
2019.
like too many, perhaps.
Yeah, how many books did you read last year?
150? 121, I think.
So many books.
Listen, I can't defend myself.
Yeah, Hannah's trying to catch up to me and Sam, but she doesn't know that Sam and I have backdated like 250 books each.
Yeah.
Yeah, this changes things for sure.
Yeah. Hannah's the real winner. Yeah, so the reason we're bragging about how many books we read is because today is our 100th episode. Not including the Christmas episodes and everything?
No.
Okay, not including the Christmas episodes. Woo!
It's our 100th regular episode, which is why it is not a regular episode.
Which is why we're doing not a regular episode. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
And honestly, normally I'm the one who knows exactly what's going on, but I don't know anything for this one to really mix it up. So I guess to take it away is one of you guys. What's the plan, Hannah?
So, we collected 100 books that all 3 of us have read, and Sam did some spreadsheet wizardry, and we're going to kind of go through and talk about our top books, our bottom books, and some other books, and just kind of see where we land on this ranking and at the end of the sentence that I keep stretching out for some reason.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know, I had a good time, but I didn't have to do anything. Sam is the one who figured it out. So, Sam, do you want to explain what we actually did?
Oh no, I have to explain this in like non-spreadsheet terms.
Nah, explain it in spreadsheet terms. It's fine.
Yeah, do it in spreadsheet terms, and then can you interpret in idiot
Translate.
afterwards? Yeah.
I have to
'Cause
remember
I
what
know
I
how
did
to
too.
do equals sum, and that's pretty much it.
I mean, we could also just say what Hannah and I did, and then ...
True.
profit.
No, I'll go into it. So essentially, Goodreads is actually not as bad as you might think because it has this fun little option where you can export everything in your library to an Excel spreadsheet, which is really fun.
Fun for specific people.
Yeah. It's fun for me.
Yeah.
I guess I forget.
You're
Anyways.
the specific person.
Yeah. So that's fun. And anyway, so I got 3 giant lists that we've all read, and then I filtered by the read only books. And then in spreadsheets, if you're not aware, there's this fun thing called a pivot table. So then basically, if we had read a book, it got a 1. And if it didn't, then it was just a blank, 0. So in the pivot table, if all 3 of us read a book, then it summed up to 3. If only 2 of us had read the book, it summed up to 2. If only 1 of us read the book, it summed up to 1. So then you filter by the 3. You find out which books all 3 of us have read. And then basically I pulled those out and then I put them into separate sheets and I made Hannah and Sophie and myself rank them all on a scale of 1 to 10. And then I took each person's ranking. I took all the rankings, put it into one thing, and then I took the average of it and then ranked them based off that and then produced the top 100 books that Sophie, Sam, and Hannah have all read.
According to Midlight Crisis, the top 100 books of all time.
Midlight Crisis, the top 100 books of all time.
And this process was really easy because we had all read all of the book club books and we had all backdated books that we had read through our entire lives. So we definitely had a list of 100 books to start with, and we didn't have to like spend an hour adding more books to the list and several days for some of us to read more of the book club books.
Yeah,
Some of us.
definitely didn't do
That definitely didn't happen.
Listen, we had hit 100 before you started doing that. I think we needed like 1 more. But then you just like went on a sprint.
I went on an embarrassed tear.
Yeah, we just took out a bunch of the like kids ones, let's say.
The filler books that none of us really remembered.
The filler books, yeah.
The ones where we, for example, tried to rank each series of unfortunate events books individually whilst none of us remembered what happened in any of the individual books.
Yeah.
I remembered up to 4. That was about it.
Same.
And I will say Goodreads royally screwed us over because it does this funny thing where you can have like 2 editions of the same book
Oh my god.
marked as read. So I missed a few because they summed up to 4 instead of the 3. And I was like, oh, so we like missed a few because of that, which we've later realized. And then I later realized that some only had 2 instead of 3. Because I was currently rereading one of them.
Yeah.
So I wasn't in the right thing. So yeah, Goodreads is still severely flawed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did require some QA/QC from
The
Yes.
team, unfortunately.
Uh-huh.
So
Thank you, Sam, for knowing how to do things with spreadsheets.
yeah, I was literally just thinking about everything I did for that, and I was like, you know what? If someone who didn't know how to use Excel tried to do this, it would have taken them hours. So I did it. I think I did it all total in like 2 hours, 3 maybe. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I don't think it was that bad.
And now we have a
Yeah.
super fun list that we can play with.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So kids, this is why you should take stats, because then you can do these cool things like Sam and not have to do it all manually like I would have had to do.
Honestly, you don't even need stats. My boyfriend didn't take stats and he knows how to use Excel better than me.
Yeah, he's a wizard.
Yeah.
He's like an actual Excel
Yeah.
wizard.
Learn how to use Excel and your entire life will be easier.
Go to business school.
Yeah.
It'll make your life easier.
What the heck?
Anyway, before we depress ourselves by our choice in career.
Oh, God. I did that
was just
already
going to lead into the next thing, but I don't know what the next thing is. So someone else talk, I guess.
Yeah, so I got way too excited looking at the spreadsheet immediately when Sam made it, and as a result, I have seen everything. So I figured it would make sense for me to
Yeah, because I didn't want to be spoiled. I don't know anything yet. I haven't looked at the list even once. I mean, I looked at the list of of the books, so I know what's on there, but I don't know what order they're in.
Yeah, so let's just jump in, and I'll list off our top 10, and then we can discuss some of the like fun little numbers things, and then also talk about the books themselves.
Can you start at number 10? Yeah.
Okay.
I'll start at 10 and work your way up to 1.
Okay. Well, the fun thing about number 10 is it's actually 7 books that are tied with an average ranking of 8.3 repeating.
Is it a series of unfortunate Oh no, that's 12 books. What's 7?
I think
books?
It's 13, isn't it?
It's 14.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's 14.
It's
Oh my
14.
God. We're canceled.
Yep.
Except Sam. Sam's fine. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, in that 10th place multi-tie, we do have Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. The entire Hunger Games series by
Yeah.
Suzanne Collins. Yeah. All
That was
with
my
the
fault.
same average ranking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get into that in a second. It was interesting.
I couldn't remember what things happened in which book for that series, to be completely honest.
Yeah, we did, like, all three of us gave each book. No. All three of us gave all 3 books in the series the same rating, as in I gave the same rating to all 3 books. Sophie gave the same rating. Sam gave the same rating. And then we have The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, and Fireborn by Rosario Munda.
Wow. A 7-way tie for 10.
A 7-way tie for 10th.
Hell yeah. That's a good
Yeah.
group of books.
It is a good group of books.
Wow, we're so good at books.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The interesting ones to me in this group are Legends and Lattes and The Love Hypothesis, because in both cases, 2 people ranked those books a 9 or higher, and 1 person ranked them lower.
I wonder.
I'm gonna guess.
I wonder who.
Yeah, interesting.
I'm gonna guess
Who
that
could it
I'm
be?
not the lowest vote for either of those books.
You, Sophie, ranked both of them 10.
Thank you. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we show the overlap of my book interests with Sam and Hannah, and how Sam and Hannah's interests do not overlap.
Yes, exactly. Oh, you should see the top, I guess, 9.
I am excited.
Kind of funny. Yeah, do you have any... I feel like we've talked about most of these books in some capacity before.
Because it's like we know the answer. The answer there is that Sam ranked Legends and Lattes low, while Hannah and I ranked it high, and then Hannah ranked The Love Hypothesis low.
Yes.
that is, nobody else will know that. So just wanted to.
Yep.
I'm not looking. I just know that is true.
You're correct.
I know that I'm right.
You're right, and you should say it.
And I did say it.
But Fireborn, Sam and I both ranked at 9, and you only rated at 7. So
Yeah.
Sam and I both like dragons and angst.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's the angst that. I mean, I didn't read the second book, so I was like, I can't rank the first one that high.
That's true.
Because it didn't drive me to read the next one.
Oh, the next one is...
It's the best.
I think
book.
the best one.
It is.
Yeah.
More angst.
I love a book too.
You
do love a book
are
too.
A book too bitch.
I love it.
We need a t-shirt for Sam.
That says book too bitch.
Book too bitch.
Book too bitch.
I would wear that, honestly.
I would too.
I'm learning though, it's only in trilogies. I like the first book in duologies. It's like I've been noticing it, but yeah, it seems to only be in trilogies that I'm like, yeah, book 2, let's go.
Do you think it's because in a duology you like the second half of the first book a lot
Yeah.
and the first half of the second book a lot.
100%.
Yeah.
Because I like book twos because I don't have to waste half the book learning about the world. The
Yeah.
action is already
Yeah.
going, and then usually the slow burn is like finally coming to fruition, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yes!
It's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Good
the third
point.
book is like the plot wraps up or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like sometimes book 3 can be just as good, but usually...
Or sometimes in book 2, they go on a fun bisexual pirate romp, you know?
Oh, yes.
I love the bisexual pirate romp.
And like...
Which happens in lots of
to-
series and not just the one I'm thinking of.
And to like further confirm this on the ones you just listed. Sorry, my words are really bad. Everyone bear with me. The Hunger Games trilogy, Catching Fire, is by far the best in that series, which is a book 2 as well.
It is a book too.
But the whole series gets top
Yeah.
ratings for me because I can't.
Everyone agrees. That's a book
Yeah.
2.
It's a good book.
That
too.
sure is a book too.
That sure
Yeah.
is a book 2.
Well, speaking of book 2 bisexual pirates, do you guys want to guess which 2 books were tied for 9th place?
Which
well, I know.
books? Is it
2 books.
2
You
books
just
of a
guess the one of
trilogy?
them. No, they're completely unrelated, but one of them had a good segue from the previous topic.
Oh no. Is one of them Tress of the Emerald Sea?
It's not.
Okay. Okay, apparently there's way too many book pirates.
Bisexual
Oh, Lies of Lachlan-
pirate.
Well,
Yeah,
is
come
it
on, Sophie.
Oh, is it the middle book of Darker Shades of Magic?
Yeah.
Oh,
is.
okay. See, I got
Gathering of Shadows.
confused because I rated series basically all the same. So I was like, how can the one book be by itself?
Because
But
book 2 is superior.
continue.
Yes, because once again, Sam rated the book 2 at 10 out of 10.
Yeah, okay. Got it. Sam
That is
wants
the
it
only
noted.
one from that series that got in the top 10, which is hilarious.
Oh, that's funny.
I think because of Sam's
Because
fervor
Sam
for
rated
book
it
2.
so high. Yeah.
I mean,
love
I
that.
agree.
It's a good one, that book.
Yeah, like it's the Sophie, what's the word in paleontology where you have like one specimen that defines the
The holotype?
the holotype? Yeah, so this book is the holotype of the book 2 bisexual,
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
say, with
Yeah.
Alucard Emery, the
I don't
dashing
think
pirate.
I don't think book 2 bisexual has made it onto the podcast, and you just sort of jumped
Oh.
into talking about it.
I think I've brought it up before and it always gets cut out.
Oh, okay. We have a theory that many book 2s introduce a bisexual character.
Uh-huh.
Or
Well,
introduce that the main character is bisexual through past experiences.
yeah. Or in one case that we'll get to later, I've just decided that this character is
Or
clearly
Hannah
bisexual.
thinks that character's bisexual in book
despite
2. Yeah.
despite despite a lack of canonical evidence.
Wow.
It just seems correct.
When has canon ever stopped us? What's the other
I've
book?
read fan fiction for my entire adulthood. It has never stopped me. The second book, tied for 9th place, is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers.
What a good book.
I knew you would say that because you ranked it a 10.
It's so good.
It is good.
That's all I have to say about it. It's a good book. How dare
It
you
is a good
guys
book.
rank it lower than me?
I ranked it a 9.
Okay.
So Becky Chambers is going to come up again later in this top 10. Spoiler alert.
Mhm. Oh.
But before that, let's talk about the 2 books that are tied for...
8th and 7? Do 8 first and then 7.
Yeah, the next one's up on our list. There's 2 of them, and they are tied for an average ranking of 9 out of 10.
Ooh.
And they are 2 of my favorite books of all time, so how dare they not be 10 out of 10? It's
yeah.
The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune and The Lies of Loch Lamora by Scott Lynch.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder how House in the Cerulean Sea could have ended up so far down the list.
Sorry.
Wow,
Yeah,
I'm
weird
really
that-
getting points with both of you today. I'm getting so many, I get to play both sides.
This top
Yeah.
10 is just very telling because I only rated one of them a 10. Anyways.
Yeah, no, you rated 2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
'Cause
forgot
we-
about the other one. The book 2 already.
The
How
book
dare
2,
I
Sam,
forget?
How
could
dare
you?
you? It's because we
Oh my
can't
God.
talk Hannah into reading more Sarah J. Maas. That's the main problem.
It's fine.
I don't know about that. Yeah, I'm doing so much good work in this top 10. The top 8 on this list are all books that I rated a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And then most of them Sophie did too.
It's because I'm rating them higher and then Sam is rating them lower, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's because you guys love these books and I'm like, yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
I don't feel strongly about any of them except the 2 I rated 10.
Well, yeah, it's the same in the opposite way. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same in the opposite way with the second book of the Shades of Magic, right? You loved it so much that it got brought into the top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone has power.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I might have just been more freewheeling with my 10s, I guess.
Oh, I have a stat for that later.
Exciting. Well, I agree that these are 2 good books. I think I also didn't rate Lies of Locke-Lamora that high because I still haven't read book 3 and 4. So,
You rated it a 9, so that was pretty high.
yeah, but I didn't rate it a 10, you know?
Isn't
That's
there only
true.
3 books out? Or am I missing something?
There's 4.
Oh, is there 4?
No, there's not. There's 3.
Did the 4th one not come out yet?
No, it's
Are
been.
you sure?
Yes, I've been keeping an eye on it.
Keeping an eye on it. Okay.
No, it showed up on the Indigo website last year saying that it was going to be released this fall, and I got all stoked, but Indigo was just lying.
Yeah, that's probably where I got confused.
Yeah. So, Lies of Locke-Lamora, House in the Cerulean Sea, tied for whatever place this is. The 9 out of 10 ranking.
6th and 7th.
6th and 7th. And then in 5th place, we have the other Becky Chambers entry. We have the combined series of A Psalm for the Wild-Built and A Prayer for the Crown Shy, also known as the Monk and Robot duology, which are just cozy sci-fi novellas. Who doesn't like that?
They're so cozy. I mean,
Hannah
one of
bullied
us.
me on Goodreads for not rating them 5 stars.
Who doesn't love that now that Hannah's
doesn't
bullied
love
you
those books?
into rating it higher?
Bullied me. I was bullied.
I don't even remember doing that.
I was going to
Sorry,
say,
Sam.
who doesn't love these books, which are sitting at 5?
Which are
Clearly
sitting at 5th
somebody
place.
does. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I feel like you can say that with all of these top 10 books, with the exception of those 2 we talked about earlier, where one person didn't like them as much.
Yeah.
These all have, we all rated all of them at least a 7.
I
Yeah.
liked
So,
them. That's
they're
what
all
I'm
doing
saying.
pretty good.
They're
Yeah.
They're all good.
they're all good. It's just the ones, and I was very, what do you call it, strict on my 10s. I did not give
Yeah.
a lot of 10s. So,
I gave so
Yeah.
many.
Both of these things are true.
yeah.
I have the numbers. Okay, and then in 4th place, 1, 2, 3, 4. In 4th place, we don't need to talk about this very much because we talk about it all the time. We have the Kaiju Preservation Society by
God.
John Scalzi.
Yes.
With a 9.3 repeating average rating.
Wow. Do I need to worry that we bullied Sam into rating these books too high?
Probably.
Probably.
I feel like the funny thing, everything from here on up, at least me and Sophie rated 10 out of 10. So if anything, we're just bullying this entire spreadsheet.
We're biasing this spreadsheet by rolling over Sam's more conservative 10s.
Yeah, we're like, no, these are the best. I mean, I still stand by it. That's one of my favorite books from the last couple years. And the same thing goes for we have 2 books tied for 2nd and 3rd. So same thing goes for the first one of those, which is Tress of the Emerald Sea.
What a good book.
What a good book.
Guys, these books are good.
These books are good. Again, we've talked about it a lot. Do we need to continue to talk about it, or should I just move on?
Tell us the other one.
All right, the other one tied for 2nd place is Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher.
Wow, what a good book.
What a good book, right? I looked at this top 10 and I was like, I love all of these books.
Wow.
We've talked about all of them before.
So many times, but
So
they're
many
so
times.
good. Have you guys
Weird.
heard about Dress of the Emerald Sea and
Have
Paladin's
you heard about
Grace?
T. Kingfisher?
Have we mentioned it yet?
Have you heard about this new guy on the scene, Brandon
Brando
Sanderson?
Sando. Yeah.
Oh,
Brando
Brando Sando.
Kind of an indie author.
Yeah, him and John Scalzi,
Yeah.
kind of unknown sci-fi fantasy
Yeah.
authors, you know?
We're kind of the first people discovering them, if you think about it.
if you think about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's one book on this list that all three of us rated a 10 out of 10. This is the only perfect 10. Sophie, as the only person who hasn't looked, try to guess what it is.
Oh, man. I feel like I should know what the answer is.
Do you want a hint?
Yeah, tell me the genre.
Oh, the genre.
Or whatever hint you were about to give me.
The hint I was going to give you is, it is your default book recommendation.
Oh, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
That's the one. We all love it.
What a good book.
It's a great book.
It's a good book. What else is there to say?
That is correct. That is, you know what? Yeah, that is the number one book of all time.
The number one book of all time, according to Midlight Crisis.
Yeah.
The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid.
Wow.
What
a fun list. What a fun list of books we like. Okay, say them all again in order. Yeah.
Yeah. The top 18 books.
Yeah.
According to Midlight Crisis, from top to bottom, are The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Paladin's Grace, Trust of the Emerald Sea, the Monk and Robot series, the Kaiju Preservation Society, The House in the Cerulean Sea, The Lies of Locke Lamora, A Gathering of Shadows, specifically book 2.
Only the second book.
Only the second book.
Don't read the rest of it.
No, just skip to that one. The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, Fireborn, Red, White, and Royal Blue, The Love Hypothesis, The Hunger Games trilogy, and Legends and Lattes.
Wow.
So if you need a book recommendation, you could start with any of those, except maybe the book 2 one. Then you should start with...
Maybe start with the first one.
Maybe you should start with A Darker Shade of Magic.
But not
which,
the
to be fair,
audiobook.
is number 19 on this list. Like, it just barely missed out on our top 18.
Yeah, because somebody didn't rate
Sophie's
the whole...
a hater.
Somebody didn't rate the whole series 10 is what I think happened there.
No, Sam and I both rated it the same. You, Sophie, dragged it down.
Yeah.
Shame.
I was being strict in a different way, where I was like, I wasn't handing out 10s if I wasn't going to reread the book.
You gave it a 6?
And I was like,
for sure.
I
know she rated it a 6. What the hell, Sophie?
Give A Darker Shade of Magic 6.
Honestly,
now I'm bullying.
I'm being bullied. I'm being cyberbullied off of the podcast after I rated The Love Hypothesis so highly for you.
Because you also loved it. I thought you liked A Darker Shade of Magic.
Honestly, what the hell?
I don't want to reread it.
See, I've already reread it once.
That low?
You know
Me
what?
too.
The problem is reading other V.E. Schwab has like brought down my rating of A Darker Shade of Magic because I'm like, I don't want to read any more V.E. Schwab.
Wow, a crime.
Aww.
It makes me feel too sad.
Oh, okay.
Did we even have you read Addie LaRue? I don't think it's on the
I don't
list.
think she has. Don't read it then.
It's gonna make me sad.
It will make you sad. And yet, you're the only one who rated the 10,000 Doors of January high. Anyway, we'll get to that.
That one's not sad. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's pretty sad.
It's fucking sad.
But
It's so sad.
But the way it's written doesn't make you sad.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
You're a liar.
It's hopeful. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
No.
I don't remember feeling hopeful after finishing that book.
Wow. Two
I
different
didn't
experiences.
Anyway, welcome to Midlight Crisis, chapter 100, where we bicker so much that the podcast is going to end.
Yeah, where we get into a podcast ending fight over book opinions.
Where 2 out of the 3
really
hosts
important.
will agree that a book is fantastic and the other one is bullied endlessly.
Yeah. This is without me even admitting that I rated The Hunger Games so highly because I knew Sam was going to bully me if I rated them any lower.
No, that one I more understand because, like, the themes in that are so dark that, like, that one makes sense to
it's
me.
not a Sophie
and
vibe.
No, and, like, the only reason I rate it so highly is because I reread it in 2020 and I was like, this book is the shit. And then I was like, I liked it better as an adult than I did as a teenager. So I think if an author can do that, I'm like, mad respect. I thought you liked a darker shade of magic.
Right? Me too.
That's why
I liked it. And that's why it
but you
was
rated it
six.
like you do not like
that
it
I
very
rated
much.
Ledges and Lattes, so I'm like, oh, then you're kind of like meh about it.
You know, I haven't
Anyways.
read it recently. I was meh about what I remembered about it, where I was like, it was a good book, but like, it made me feel bad. You know?
You rated it the same thing I rated A Court of Thorns and Roses #1, so
Yeah. Okay, well, I rated
that
it.
says
What else did I
things.
rate 6? You know, like
Boyfriend material.
Yeah, see,
Where the
that'll hurt.
crawdads sing.
Yeah.
She rated book 3 a 6 as well, ladies and gentlemen, and folks
Oh my God.
of all kinds.
Did I rate number 2 higher?
Yeah, you rated
You
it
did.
a 7 because of the book too. Bisexual.
Yeah, because
I'm
I did
telling
like
ya.
the second book more.
You gave Black Sun 6. Oh, Sophie.
Yeah. I can't believe you're out
Anyways,
here roasting me.
I'm done.
Yeah,
That's it.
you know what? After you've listed all the books that I've rated 6, I stand by it.
Okay, well, since we're doing this, should we move on to my secret category and then do our bottom 5 afterwards?
Yeah, and
Because
then
my
we can
secret
fight.
category,
We can fight over the next category.
yeah, my secret category that I haven't told them about yet is I went through and picked 10 books where one of us rated it much differently than the other two.
Oh no!
Oh, this is gonna be me ranking them all
This
low.
is-
I know
this is gonna
exactly
be
which
a
ones they are.
bloodbath.
I didn't check the balance, but I think there's at least a couple for each of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we should all be able to bully each other.
Or else we're
Okay.
just about to bully Sam.
Yeah.
I think we
Yeah,
got my
so-
bullying out of the way because I think my darker shade of magic opinions are the ones that are the strongest.
We'll see. My thought here is I can say the title of the book, and you guys can tell me which person rated it differently and if it was low or high. Does that sound
Okay.
fun?
Can you say the title and then be like, okay, 3, 2, 1, and then we both have to say the name we think it is?
The name. Okay. Good with that, Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 1, 6 of Crows. 3, 2, 1.
Sophie.
Yeah.
Me.
Sophie, did you rate it higher or lower than me and
Lower.
Sam?
Lower. Way lower.
Straight to jail. How dare you?
It was
She
just
rated it a
okay.
5.
It was
You rated it 5.
This
hell?
is we are having different opinions about our 1 to 10 scale. 5 is like a 50%. That's fine. It's a fine book.
But it's not a fine book, it's a masterpiece.
It's fine.
It's a good
just okay.
It's
No.
just okay.
I stand by it being just okay.
Uh-huh.
You're wrong.
I can be wrong. I'll die
Yeah.
on this hill.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, tell me who's wrong for our next one.
Okay.
Which is Piranesi by Susanna Clark in 3, 2, 1.
Me.
Sam.
Yeah, it's
Sam
Sam.
is wrong.
Yeah.
Sam's wrong about that one.
I
That
just
makes
don't
sense.
like
You don't like
weird
the weird stuff.
books.
I was good. I was gonna
don't like
say
weird
Sam didn't like
things.
the writing style,
Yeah.
and she's wrong, and that's okay.
Eh.
She's allowed to be
is
wrong.
this the who's wrong category?
Yeah.
Whoever's
Yeah.
the most different from the other two is wrong.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I was wrong about Six of Crows.
Yep. And Sam was wrong about Piranesi.
It is a weird book, though.
It's a super weird
It's
book.
super
I
weird.
can say it is a good book. I just didn't enjoy it personally. And this is how I feel about a lot of books that you guys really like that I don't like. I can
It's like we
acknowledge
like
that they are
weird
very
books.
good books.
Yeah.
They are just not my thing. And it is nothing against the book. I would even recommend it to people still, depending on what
Yeah.
they tell me they like and whatever. If someone told me they had a similar style to you guys, I'd be like, read all these books. They're fantastic. I didn't really like them, but I know 2 people who did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You think maybe it's not for you and that's okay? Did you maybe rate it a 6?
No,
Like
you're
some
wrong.
other-
You're still wrong.
Did
You
you
are
maybe
wrong.
consider that you're wrong?
Okay, Sam's correct. But I'm wrong. I rated Six of Crows a 6 because of there's a 6 in the title. Is that not what we were supposed to do?
For sure. No,
I think I
obviously
rated
that's
it like
correct.
3. Didn't I rate it like really low?
You rated it 5.
Okay, that's fine.
Is it?
Just like the book.
Is it?
You guys are just comparing it to her other books, so it seems better by comparison.
That's not true. Because I mean, I read Six of Crows first. I didn't read the other ones first.
And then you read the other ones, and you were like, "Wow, Six of Crows is so good by comparison."
By comparison, best book ever. Spoilers for later.
My comparison is I like when I'm rating a book, I'm like, does it make me feel like A Court of Mist and Fury? Does it make me feel like Six of Crows? Does it make me feel like these? And if it doesn't, then no. And because I'm comparing it to them, then those are obviously the top tier books.
Did you rate Six of Crows 10?
I did.
Okay. Did you rate the next? Oh, you couldn't because I didn't read it. Or I did.
Yeah.
No,
anyway.
I don't think that's on the list.
No.
Anyway.
Okay, who's wrong next?
Who's wrong next? The book is The Bedlam Stacks by Natasha Pulley.
Oh.
3, 2, 1.
Me.
Sam.
It's Sam.
I didn't
Another
even
Sam
finish
fucking
weird
it.
hates
book.
it, apparently.
Yeah.
I didn't even finish it.
Yeah, it's just another
Weird book that is on my
Another
top
weird
10
book.
of the year.
I tried so hard. I really did.
Yeah.
I kept trying to push through it, and I was just not having fun. It was so boring.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It's very slow.
Yeah.
No,
I
totally understand.
Yeah, I didn't get hooked until like well over halfway through the book.
And I got, I think, to
So.
like 40%,
Yeah.
maybe 35 or so, and I was like,
And-
I can't.
And you have too many books to read. To
I
waste
do,
time.
exactly.
And even then,
Yeah.
I don't think you would have liked the second half, even
No.
though I liked it a lot.
No, yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Sam's wrong.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Sam's wrong.
who's next?
For the next one, let's find out who's wrong about Anxious People by Frederick Bachman in 3, 2, 1.
Sophie.
It's me.
No, it's me.
Oh, you're the only person who rated it
'cause you
really
rated
high.
It high.
I rated it high. For me, that's a 10 out of 10, and you guys both think it's mid.
Hannah's
Yeah.
wrong.
I'm wrong.
Hannah's wrong.
I
I'm
enjoyed it when
positively wrong.
I read it, but then the more I thought about it, I was like, eh. And like, I am a little bit jaded on Frederick Bachman because I'm mad at him for Beartown. So I
Yeah.
also probably didn't rank that fairly just because he made me mad. So yeah.
Again, it's
Sure.
a book that makes me feel bad while I'm reading it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I rated it low. But Hannah loves that.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Hannah loves
It's the
to be
classic
anxious
Frederick
people.
Bachman.
Yeah.
At the beginning, you think someone gets shot, and you're like, oh my god, who was it? And then it wasn't anyone.
Spoilers.
But maybe it was. He does that in all of his books.
Spoilers for this book that's been out for 10 years or whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. And we've already kind of spoiled our next weirdo, but 10,000 Doors of January by Alex E. Harrow. 3, 2, 1.
Me.
Sophie.
I
Sophie.
loved it.
It's just fine.
It's
Yeah.
probably top 10 books of all time for me.
Wow.
I couldn't
Yep.
even tell you what it was about anymore.
It's
Yeah, that's
so
wild.
lyrical and whimsical that no one can parse what's happening other than me.
yeah, I don't remember what happened either.
No. Actually, it's coming back to me a little bit, but I thought it was good, but it was just like, again, I'm
Weird.
not a big fan of lyrical writing.
Yeah.
I'm like, get to the point, give me some action, give me some like character banter, and there just wasn't.
I just like to roll around in words. Like, just let me roll around in them
don't.
for 600 pages. Wow. Well, I'm right.
Okay, that's fine.
Great. What's the next one?
The next one has less of a scope for weird, or less of a scope for incorrect, I guess.
Ooh, hard mode.
I thought it was worth including anyway. No,
Yeah.
it's easy mode. The book is Crown of Midnight, which is the second in the Throne of Glass series.
Second
3,
one.
2, 1.
Hannah.
Yeah, it's me. I
Yeah.
didn't like it.
Yeah. You got to the second book. That's wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we told her to keep pushing and she wouldn't because we're like, there's found family. It's coming. We promise.
It's happening. You just have to make it. But
Then
that's
she
fair.
did the Sarah J. Maas thing where she was like, you've read an entire 2 books about one premise, and now I'm going to change it. And I
Yeah.
hate that.
Oh my
Oh.
God, I
I
love
will
it.
not.
I love it.
I'm like, give it
I'm
to
just
me.
like, I read an entire book and was like, yeah, I'm invested in this premise. And then she's like, haha, fuck you.
Everything's different now.
But I think this plays perfectly into like you, Hannah, like to read about the same characters just kind of doing stuff and like reading their stories.
Yeah.
I cannot stand that. So it's
Stuff
like
has to happen,
for me, I'm like, if a series like switches the flip like that halfway through, I'm like, oh fuck yeah, let's go. So it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Next one, we've got a classic.
Oh.
And it is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. In 3, 2, 1.
Sophie.
Me?
It is Sophie.
I only know because I
like
was shocked
10.
at it. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, what the heck, Sophie?
Probably not, well, I guess not in the time that you guys have known me, but I have reread The Hobbit probably like 30 or 40 times.
Holy
my God.
shit.
Well, because I read it as a kid. And
so did I, and I didn't enjoy it.
I didn't like Lord of the Rings. I really liked The Hobbit, though.
I like
yeah,
The Hobbit,
I have Lord
but
of the Rings ranked lower. Yeah.
I reread it a lot.
I've never
Wow.
reread it.
It's fun.
Me neither. I've considered rereading it, which is why I rated it higher than the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which I didn't even finish.
It's because it's got like, it's got those like jokes. Like it's written to be fun
like it's
to
for
read
kids.
for kids.
Yeah.
So that's why I've read it a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the book a lot. That's it. I'm right.
Yeah. Interesting secret Sophie lore in that one.
The secret Sophie lore is that I was the person sitting in the theater watching the Hobbit movies, elbowing people, being
my
like,
God.
they just said "out of the frying pan into the fire," which is the chapter title from this chapter.
Oh my God.
That's what this chapter was called, and they said it.
You know what?
Insufferable.
The fact that there's the map of the Hobbit and the Lonely Mountain on our wall now makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
I thought you just thought it was cool. I didn't realize you loved the Hobbit this much.
I thought I thought that was Sam's boyfriends.
That's a fair assumption to also make, but no, it is not. It belongs to Sophie.
We Hobbit fans are less well known than the Lord of the Rings fans.
Okay, I'm gonna move on.
But I'm a Hobbit fan, not the Lord of the Rings. I mean, I like the movies, but I'm not like feral.
Okay, anyway, I think the most recent book that we've all read on this list, perhaps, Spells for Forgetting by, I forgot her name, Adrienne Young? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, Spells for Forgetting. 3, 2, 1.
Me.
Hannah.
Oh.
It was me.
Yeah,
okay, I was
Hannah
like,
didn't like it.
Right, but I was like, I got used to the who rated it high. I was like, I know I rated it pretty high. Okay, Hannah is wrong.
Hannah is wrong. That book was so boring.
I have a question about it. Did you like Where the Crawdads Sing?
Yeah, much more than I liked this.
Because I got very similar vibes.
Yeah, it is similar vibes. Crawdads was more entertaining, though, I will say.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, part of the issue is I didn't like the way this was written, and it's, like, all of the characters seemed like absolute idiots, but not like they were supposed to be that way.
Your Goodreads review lives rent-free in my head at all times. I think I can dictate it without even looking at it. Which is like, did somebody cast spells for being a dumbass on this island? Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, that's how I felt the whole time.
I will say I was annoyed by how many POVs there were and that they were all in first person. I was like, this, which is why it didn't get like a better rating from me. I wish it had just been in the main girl and the main guy's point of view. I didn't need the random villagers every few chapters having a POV. That took away from it, and I was like, this is dumb.
I felt like it could, like, I could see what she was trying to do with it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel, because those other characters only got one chapter.
That's what, exactly.
And it helped build, right? Like, it meant that much more so than Where the Crawdads Sing. It meant that, like, we as the reader could figure out what was going on beforehand without it being, like, actually spelled out.
Yeah.
But I think it was too obvious.
Then
you know? Like
also write it in third person, not first, because that was hard to read personally.
Or write it as like past, you know?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't think it was. I didn't rate it 10. I don't think.
No,
it was
me neither.
book, but I liked it more than Hannah did.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all.
Spells for being a dumbass.
That one was percolating in my head for a while I was listening to it. So when I finally got to write the review, I was like, crack my fingers, pull out the feather pen.
Yeah.
You know?
Considering that I couldn't put the book down once I got about 3/4 of the way through, I was like, wow, I have a very different experience than Hannah did.
I was just waiting for it to be done.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Cast spells for forgetting on yourself about that one book.
Yep, but then I might accidentally read it again.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, okay. Book number 9 in this Who's Wrong category is Jade City by Fonda Lee. So 3, 2, 1.
Me.
Sophie.
Me.
Oh no, it's Hannah. Because I didn't rate it that high. It's Hannah. Hannah.
It is me.
Oh.
This is the one where I was like, I need one more to make it 10. So it's like, respectively, I rated it 8, Sophie 3, and Sam 5. So I thought it was pretty good, and you guys didn't seem to like it very much.
I think I need to give it another chance because I listened to the audiobook while I was dying with COVID. And
that's way too complicated to listen to with COVID.
Yeah, and so I think I need to give it another shot because I do think I would have liked it, and I think it was like right book, wrong time. So I might go back to it one day.
Yeah, I still think about it.
I read like a fifth of it, and it was too much. I think I read that one like right after the Poppy War.
Yeah,
even though,
you did.
And I think the Poppy War was like fresh in my mind for some reason. I think Sam had just read the last book or something and was telling me about it.
Oh, yeah.
And then and so I started reading Jade City and I was just like, I can't see this right now. I got to like a brutal scene and I was just like, not today, Satan. And by Satan, I mean my 2 book club other members.
I feel like that is like if like a mafia book was epic fantasy.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think that's how it's marketed too.
Yeah.
Probably. That probably wasn't an original thought. Which I really like epic fantasy if it's not Lord of the Rings, so I appreciate that.
Yeah. I think I need to give it another try. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd read it again once I get caught up on all of the books that I own and haven't read yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Imagine.
Anyway, yeah, the final book in this somewhat arbitrary selection of Who's Wrong.
Yeah.
And this Who's Wrong is another one of our Midlight Book Club books. This one is The Midnight Bargain by C.L. Polk. And 3, 2, 1.
Sophie.
It's Sophie.
I liked it.
Sophie, you are so wrong.
That book was so boring.
It was so bad.
I have
the Canadian author, but
I have a brain condition that makes me forget everything that happened before the part that I really liked. So wow,
which
the
part
ending
did you like? It was all bad.
The ending.
No. I do remember there was a part of it that I was like, this has a lot of potential, and then I was like, but it's just overall not it.
I agree that the main character has too many falls. Like there's way too many you've hit rock bottom and then you're supposed to bring her up after that. But instead it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And it's like, why is this still happening? What is going on? But then the ending redeems it.
No.
And it's a good book.
No.
It's historical fantasy. Why wouldn't I like it?
Yeah, I think both, because Sam and I both read it before you, and we both said something along the lines of, this is such a Sophie book. I hate it.
I hated it, yeah.
And you were like, okay.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know that I've ever, like, before experienced both of you being like, this is a book for you, and also I disliked it. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. But
and how do you feel about it now?
Right. And I'm right, because it's good.
Nope, you're wrong. We're right, you're wrong. Shut up.
This has been a lot of Sophie bullying.
Wow. This is a lot of Sophie bullying. See, I feel like Sophie and I really like a lot of the same books. And then Sam and I mostly like a lot of the same books.
I hate all the books that Sam and Hannah both like.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it is.
That's the truth. Because, like, I think of the ones that Hannah and I both like, I always think of Vicious. Because, like, I think we both really enjoyed that book. Yeah, but Sophie, like, we both told her, we were like, don't even bother. Like, don't even pick it up.
No.
Yeah.
But me and her were like, yeah, fuck yeah, good book.
Yeah.
Cause I can read like brutality, right? Like, or like horror adjacent, but like the tone can't be the way V.E. Schwab writes books and it be brutal, because like if you think about it, T. Kingfisher's books are like,
they're
pretty
horror.
gory. Like they're pretty awful in some parts.
Yeah.
But like I can deal with those because the way they're written is like lighthearted for the most part. And everything's going to work out at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You don't know that in Jade City.
Exactly. And that's why I didn't finish it.
Anyway, should we move into the books that we all agree are terrible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By which I mean our top 5.
Our top 5, bottom 5.
Our top 5 worst.
Yay.
I ended up extending this a bit because there were 3 series, so I just grouped them all together.
Okay, good. Ate the whole series, but we read the whole thing. I love this.
Yeah.
I know which one is one of them.
I know 2
Which one is it?
One of them is Shadow and Bone.
Sure is. They came in as tied for second worst, and then the second book in the trilogy was ranked the highest.
I wonder why.
Sam.
That's because that's where we get what's his face. We get the bisexual pirate.
Yeah, we get Nicola. Yeah,
you're right.
He's not
the best part
canonically
of the whole
bisexual,
series.
but he's definitely bisexual, even though she doesn't say that. You can't convince me otherwise.
You cannot convince me otherwise, and that is the only redeeming part. You're right.
Yep.
I would rate the second book higher. I take my 1 or whatever I gave the whole series.
Yeah, you gave the whole series a 3. I gave it 1, and Sam gave it a 3 as well, except for that book, which she gave a 5.
I actually liked that one. I enjoyed book 2 a lot.
God.
It is the best of the series, to be fair.
Yeah.
Granted, overall, the average rating is less than 3 for the 3 of us. So
I think one day we're gonna have to read Shadow and Bone for this podcast.
Oh God, I think you're right.
Because I feel like I hate it more because it's become so popular and I don't understand it. And is that not just reliving Twilight,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like our reboot.
All right, tune in 2045 or whatever.
Rereading books from our 20s.
Rereading books from our 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah.
When we run out of 2006 books that all of us can agree on.
Yeah, then we'll move on to 2016 books.
Yeah.
Perfect.
When Twilight happened.
When Twilight happened in 2016.
2016.
No, what else is on the
Twilight?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Which series do we think
Well,
comes in the absolute buttfuck last place?
It has to be Maximum Ride.
No, I rated
It
that
is
one
not.
higher.
She did.
Even after all of this.
Oh no.
That was my other controversial book rating, is I think I rated it like... Did I rate it?
You rated it 6.
I rated it the same as Darker Shades of Magic.
What the hell,
Sophie, what the fuck?
We're sending her to jail.
Sophie
She
kicked
thinks
out
Maximum
of the
Ride.
podcast. Goodbye.
She thinks Maximum Ride is the same quality as Six of Crows.
How
She thinks
can
it's
you
better
do
than
that?
Six of Crows.
It's better than Six of Crows.
It's better than Six of Crows? Are you fucking crazy?
Did we read the same book?
Did you listen to the podcast?
No, I... Wow. Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's so funny.
Oh my God, that's a crime.
Okay, I maybe would rate Darker Shade of Magic higher now.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Probably like a 7.
You gave lore a 6? You gave lore the same as a Darker Shade of Magic?
Yeah, so
this is the end of the podcast.
I'm personally offended right now.
100 episodes
right?
in. We've ended the
so
podcast.
bad. So I don't know if we can come back from this. Okay, we've gotten chaotic. The Shadow and Bone trilogy is like second last place.
Yeah.
The Maximum Ride is
Not
fifth
on this
last
list.
place.
Okay.
It's fifth last place.
Okay, it did make it.
Yeah, so I guess 95.
Yeah, that
You
would
guys
be from
really
my
dragged
ones.
it down.
From Sam's ones.
You guys really dragged down this book that was okay.
Nah. I
Mhm.
would have rated it higher if we hadn't just done the podcast on it, to be
I
fair.
still hated it even before the podcast.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair, but that's why I rated it higher. Because I'm like, I remember
so this is
loving
a biased
it.
response then. This isn't a true how you feel. You biased
Okay.
my average.
But then you want us to, the same thing
Stats
goes
crime.
for like a series of unfortunate events. I didn't rate it based on how I think I would like it now.
But did you rate it based off how we would rate it?
No.
But that's what I thought you just said about Maximum Ride. You rated it
No,
based
no.
off what we rated it.
I rated it based on the fact that I really liked it as a teen, like when I first read it.
Oh.
So I gave it a higher rating because I was like, I didn't like it as much when we read it now, but I did love it as a teen. So I have to give it slightly higher.
But see, this ruins it because if we were going by that, I would have rated Twilight like a 10.
Well, that's your decision.
No,
I didn't, honestly, I didn't come out of reading that book for the podcast hating it. So that's also why.
I'm pretty sure I gave Aragon a 6, so I understand this.
I
Yeah,
think I'm more
I gave
offended
Aragon a
by
7.
that it's the same as Six of Crows in a darker shade of magic, and I just
It's better
can't.
than 6 of
I
Crows.
can't fathom that in my brain, so that's
Ah,
just
that's so
my
insulting.
struggle.
You know what?
It's so insulting.
I'm just going to stand by it.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm
anyway.
standing by it. And now I have no choice.
Yeah, now you have to out of spite.
Yeah.
Please also justify your 6 rating for Lore, which is our 96th place
I
book.
liked lore.
Why?
I thought it was fun.
It's
Also, it has
bad. I
Greek
gave it a
gods
1.
in it.
Yeah, that's true. You do like Greek gods.
When we read it, I was like, I'm gonna, like, if there was another book here immediately, I would be reading it. Like,
Oh, I thought we all
Dang.
didn't like it. That's why. Sorry, I didn't realize you actually liked it. I just have this
I
memory
actually
of us all
liked it.
hating it. Honestly.
I thought so too, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah.
I think we all complained about it, and I complained, and then while we were talking about it, I was like, you know what? I think I might have liked it.
Okay. Then
Overall.
I'm not as mad about you on that one. I just had this memory of all three of us like yelling about it, so I thought you didn't like it. So then I'm like, you
No.
gave it a 6? That's fine.
6? Like,
It hooked me at the end.
Okay. No,
Wow.
I'll take it.
Better than Six
Okay.
of Crows, in my opinion.
that's fucking
That
wild.
is wild, because you're wrong.
Yep, this is criminal.
Oh.
Okay, so what have we covered? We covered the Shadow and Bone trilogy, the
Yeah.
Maximum Ride,
What have we
just
covered?
the first 2 books,
The end of our friendships.
The
What else
end
do
of
we
our
have left?
friendship. Lore, and then we have, which I alluded to earlier, what book do you think came in absolute fucking last on this list?
I'm gonna
Midnight
guess the
Sun.
Ava Reed book.
No, but that's a
Oh.
good guess. That came in second last.
Okay. Then I'm gonna
Okay,
guess.
let's talk about that. No,
Yeah,
we'll talk
okay.
about that one next. That's The Wolf and the Woodsman by
Yeah.
Ava Reed, which again, Sophie rated
Rated
as
slight-
okay.
Just high enough to get it out of last place.
Yep. Sam and I were both like, fuck this book in particular.
Yeah. The only reason I gave it a 2 instead of a 1 was because I did make it to like 300 out of 400 pages. So like I almost finished it, but then it was like I was just like nah. So like it got a little bit higher because like I did get a decent chunk through. But yeah.
Yeah, and I think I do need to stress that I will DNF a book so fast. The fact that I actually finished it, like, my DNFs ranged from like 1 to 3. If I still thought it was like, if I liked what I had read, but I just didn't want to read any more of it, you know?
Uh-huh.
So me actually finishing the book I rated it higher because I was like, it was good enough that I wanted to read all of it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I read the whole thing and rated it a 1.
Also makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like these all align with our personalities.
Yeah. And I think the variation in how we rate things, like, we're consistent with our own ratings, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Sam disagrees, probably. I think it's fine.
I'm still
It's fine
offended by
for
the
this
Maximum Ride and Six of Crows and Darker Shade of Magic being the same. I can't. I cannot.
I think when I was
Yeah,
ranking, I was mad at V, Schwab.
I think you were. I remember you saying something about
I
it.
started and then let my hold lapse on Fragile Threads of Power, and I think I was just mad.
Clearly.
Bizarre.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so our last place book in the Last Place series.
Midnight Sun.
Yeah, it has to be
Yeah.
Midnight Sun.
Has to be. Yeah, fuck that book.
Yeah. Twilight made it out of the bottom 10, but the rest of the books in that series did not.
We can repair our friendship the same way that the book that brought us
That the
together for the
vampire-
podcast.
Yeah.
The book that brought us together at the beginning will once again bring us together now.
Bring us back together full circle with an average rating of 1.6 repeating.
Fuck that book. It
10.
was so bad.
Fuck that book in particular, though.
Wow. I'm so glad that one ended up being the worst. I'm so
Right?
happy.
Yeah, and we don't need to talk about it because we have so many episodes.
27 episodes about it. You
Yeah.
can go listen to them. Spoilers.
You can go listen to those.
We hated it.
Turns out. Was not good. So yeah, to recap, our bottom 10 books,
Our
but
top
like
5 worst books.
top 5 worst
Our
books
top
/ series.
Least.
Our top least favorite
Yeah.
series and individual books were
The most
at
worst.
the most worst at the very bottom, the Twilight series, excluding Twilight,
Yeah.
which is a little higher up.
Yeah.
And then the Shadow and Bone trilogy
Yeah.
by Leigh Bardugo. Then The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reid, Lore by Alexandra Bracken, and the 2 Max Ride books. I agree with all of these.
Yeah.
Yep. And then to kind of close this section out before we move on to something Sophie had, I think. I just thought it would be fun. It would be interesting to see like how many things we each ranked absolute top and bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sam had the fewest number of 10s with 8. Then I had 11 and Sophie had 13. So Sophie, you were very generous with your 10s.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, I had the most 1s with 6, then Sam with 4, and Sophie, you had 1. One single book that you thought was so bad it deserved a 1 out of 10 rating.
Midnight Sun.
No.
Oh,
you gave
no.
that a 3.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, was it because I think it's because I finished it? Why did I give it a 3?
I don't know.
Maybe because I had
Sam and I gave it
fun
ones.
talking about it with you guys.
Wow.
What book did I?
It seems so random to me, the one that you apparently fucking hate most in all
I
the
fucking
world.
hate more than anything else. I have no idea.
It's Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi.
Fuck that book. I was so mad at that
Okay.
book.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
I didn't super like it.
That is the only book that I DNF'd and like was angry about it. I was
Why?
so mad at that book. It was the last YA I've ever read, you know? Like, I don't know. It was
Okay.
just so YA. There's like
It's
people
extremely
like
YA.
it. The characters just infuriated me. I was so mad at them.
Yeah, I think I
being
read it when I was
teens.
getting back into reading a lot in 2019 after being in school for a while. Well, not a while, for a year, but whatever. So I think if I read it today, I would like it less. But at
Yeah.
the time, I liked it. But yeah, that was so funny to me.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
had
one
it-
book.
That's the one I remember being like furious at. Oh man. I hadn't read a YA book in like a couple years. And then I read that one and I was like, why? What is happening? These people are so infuriating. And then they did like the same, but I can't for like the 16th
Yeah.
time. And I was like, I'm going to throw this book into the sun.
Yeah, it's like, what is it? Sort of like elemental powers with magic discrimination and insta-love and stuff.
Yeah, I get it's literally, I'm sure the book was fine and the world building was probably really interesting, but it was just
I
like,
think it is.
I
but-
get, I couldn't deal with characters for like the 18th time being like, but I can't love him.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
We've been over this 27 times already.
We've talked about this. Anyway,
Yeah.
that was
Wow.
some of our top 100 books that all three of us have read.
What a good time, probably.
Yeah. So on every book now will be ranked on the scale of Midnight Sun to The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
That is the 0. That is a good scale, honestly.
Honestly, it's pretty good.
Look, maybe we've disagreed about some of the in-between books, but I think the extremes we really nailed.
The extremes we agree about. And also Sophia's going to jail
And
for
also-
her Six of Crows hate.
You know what? I don't feel bad about Six of Crows. I feel a little bad about Darker Shades of Magic now. I think maybe I would rate it a little higher.
You would maybe rate it better than fucking Lore.
Yeah.
Pause says everything. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I have a question. Can you just tell us, because I feel like I want to know, where
Mhm.
did the Harry Potter books end up on this list?
Yes, because we did do. I think a couple of them ended up in the like weird, disparate rankings, but I didn't want to bring them up. They were in like the 60s and 70s for the most part.
Oh, like lower than
Oh.
50?
Wait, nope, just kidding. They range from 24 to 77.
Wow. Well, I mean, I ranked the first 4 books much higher than the rest of the series, so that probably makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's like couth to admit it, but I did give Prisoner of Azkaban a 9 and considered giving it a 10.
I mean,
So-
the last time I read, I really liked that book, which is why,
Yeah, we all rated it high.
look, we can all agree that it's really shitty that a book that we really liked, that a series we all really liked, the author is a piece of shit. And I ranked the books not including my opinion of J.K. Rowling for this list,
Yeah.
right? Because we're talking about the books, but I still didn't rate them like crazy high. But Prisoner of Azkaban
Yeah, no, that
is the best one.
yeah, Prisoner of Azkaban is the best one. It's sat on at 24 on this list, and Order of the Phoenix was the last place one, which doesn't surprise me either, and it was at 77. Sophie hates that one.
That's when Sirius
Yeah.
Black dies. Fuck that book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck that book.
That is my least. That's why I liked Prisoner of Azkaban, and that's why I
Right?
hate
Same.
Order of the Phoenix.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, see, I liked the last 3 because that's like it was like getting to the end. I liked Prisoner of Azkaban. Don't get me wrong. I liked the last 3 or the last
You
2.
would.
Honestly, like Half Blood Prince
I
and
don't
Deathly
remember them
Hallows.
enough.
I was like, those are great, and I'm sad that she sucks.
Me too. I had a hard time ranking those because I don't really remember what happens. I think I've only read those 2 once each, whereas I reread the rest of the series a couple times.
I literally got Deathly Hallows at midnight, and I read half of it by like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh god,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm tired just thinking about that.
yeah,
But also,
Wow.
I can't stay up
That
that late
late
reading
anymore.
anymore.
not anymore.
Yeah, that's
You-
fair.
I'm too old. Anyway, one last interesting thing that I just noticed before we move on. None of our books, or none of our average ratings were a 5 out of 10, which is just kind of fun.
Oh,
It was either above or below 50%.
that's funny.
They were...
None
Yeah.
we agreed on were absolutely mid.
Nope. We all had more opinions than that.
That's funny.
It is funny.
Yeah, I wanted to pull up some top 100 books of all time or 100 books of various categories to compare to our list. But, like, honestly, the overlap is very small, you guys.
Oh, yeah?
Our top
I feel like I
100
haven't read a lot of, like, the classics.
Yeah, like, this is the problem. Any list, like, just by staying power, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of these lists end up being classics or more recent classics.
Uh-huh.
Like, you know, Fellowship of the Ring is on some of these. I did look up like a fantasy specific one, thinking we might get more in there.
I
But
assume it was all the, like, epic dude fantasy, though.
yeah, I feel validated because my favorite book, maybe of all time, The Phantom Tollbooth, is like very
Oh.
high up on this fantasy books of all time list. Watership Down is on here, which we have all read.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm rapidly scrolling through all my top 100 lists to see if there's anything worth talking about, because maybe I should have actually read the list, like, because I didn't know it was on our list, you know?
Yeah, I think the thing that might be difficult with us comparing this list to some of these top 100 books is this list is very
Genre
biased
fiction.
towards...
Yeah,
and also biased towards recent books. Like, most of the stuff on here has come out in, like, the last 10 years, if not sooner. Which, like,
Yeah.
I feel like hasn't given these books the chance to be, like, enough of a classic or whatever to be on those kinds of, like, aggregate top 10 lists.
Yeah, and aggregate top 10 lists, like, you're never going to find, this is the problem with, you know, stuff like that, where, you know, any Times or whatever best-selling books of all time, nobody wants to talk about genre fiction, right? They only ever want to talk about, like, oh, this, like, fiction novel or, like, literary fiction. Like, it's a thing in just general where people downplay how good genre fiction can be, you know?
Yeah, I mean, in our top 18, there's one contemporary romance, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which is what it is, and then everything else is either sci-fi or fantasy, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what we like.
Yep.
And there would be more contemporary romance this list if I read more of it, I think. Or if we read the same... like, because I like contemporary romance, and Sophie, you like historical romance.
Yeah.
Which doesn't overlap
really
as much.
Overlap. Okay, you know what? I've decided I'm going to pull up the list of the Hugo Awards for top books for the last 50 years, and let's see how many of these are on.
Yeah, and just in case anybody knows, can you explain what the Hugo Awards are?
So the Hugo Awards are an award. They're like an annual literary award. There's a bunch of categories. I mean, it's kind of like the Oscars or something, but it's for science fiction and fantasy from the previous year. And it is like not by public vote, but it's by the members of the
Science
Fiction
I looked
Society.
At the results for this year and I was surprised by some of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, I'll just talk about, because I think the nominations are more like, the nominees are a better representation of what's popular, and then the winner can sometimes be like, this feels a little bit like people voted for this. Like books that are just I don't know, it gets weirdly biased. Some people suspect. I have no idea. I just read the discourse on Blue Sky and don't know if that's true or not, because I don't know anything. But let's go to some of the most recent years. So some of the nominees that are on our list for 2023, Kaiju Preservation Society and Legends and Lattes are both nominees for Best Book in 2023, which eventually went to Nettle and Bone, which is not on our list because I don't think we've read it yet.
Yeah. Have any of us read it? I haven't.
have.
I think Sam read it, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it good?
Yes. Like, it's just not my vibe. That's like, I struggle saying whether it's
weird
good, because,
one.
like, it probably is. It was fine. I just, like, I don't feel strongly about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Maybe we just shouldn't.
Those two books you mentioned are both in our...
I feel like a bunch of our who's wrong category books are on these lists. Piranesi was nominated. 10,000 Doors of January was nominated. We got some Becky Chambers on here as nominees. Yeah. Maybe this isn't a very interesting section. There's not a lot. Look, we just have a very unique opinion on books, and therefore we fill a niche that no one else does.
The niche is books that we like.
The niche is, you have to figure out what the niche is.
The niche is fantasy and romance, but not necessarily together.
Yeah, and not necessarily too much of either in any given time or book or place. Yeah, you know what? Let's call it there.
Yeah.
This is getting long.
Yeah. So anyway, start ranking your books from Midnight Sun to Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. That's what I recommend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to know if anybody's listening and also is on social media. I want to know your top 10 out of 10 book and also your worst.
Yeah, pick your favorite book of all time and your least favorite book of all time real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to know.
Yeah.
Tell us.
And while everyone's thinking about that in real time, let's talk about what else we've been reading. I guess since our last episode, I think I read Sharkheart. That was the last one I talked about.
You talked about that, yeah, on the last one.
Yeah, okay. So since then, I have read A Fate Inked in Blood. Did I talk about that one too? Maybe. But that one doesn't matter. What's more important is that I read Starter Villain by John Scalzi.
Oh,
which is so
I didn't know you read
fun. It's so
It's fun.
It's also fun, like the Kaiju Preservation Society.
Yeah.
Wow, what a good,
Imagine.
fun book. Wow, I don't know if you guys have heard about John Scalzi, but he's pretty good.
Yeah, this guy, John
This
Scalzi, we've
guy?
just discovered him.
Yeah, and then I also finally finished Fevered Star. I started Fevered Star, I think, last year. Like, I just put it down and didn't pick it up again until now. But I finished it. Still good. It's so complicated.
It is.
barely know what's happening at any given time, but I think I sort of grasp it. And I might pick up the next book very soon. Maybe it'll take me another year, though. Who knows? And then I also caught up on 2 recent Rick Riordan books. I read The Chalice of the Gods, Percy Jackson, and then which was a fun Percy Jackson. Oh my god, what? A fun
Percy Johnson.
Percy Johnson. Percy Johnson.
Percy Jackson.
Yeah, Peter Johnson book. Love that guy. And Daughter of the Deep, which I have had as a physical TBR book for 3 years, like a long time. I moved it here with me from Toronto, I think. And that book is so fun. I had fully forgotten the premise by the time I started reading it. And wow, what a good book. I would say I liked it more than some of his recent Peter Johnson books. I'm going to have lots of controversial opinions today, including that one.
Whoa, damn.
Wait,
Yeah,
Peter Johnson?
Is this a Sophia's?
It's
a Percy Jackson thing. You wouldn't understand.
It's a Percy Jackson joke. You wouldn't get it. Somebody keeps calling him Peter Johnson. No, it's a Percy Jackson book.
Yeah, it's just one of the characters keeps refusing to get his name right. That's all.
Okay.
And that's what I'm doing.
It's funny.
Anyway, Daughter of the Deep was really good. I had a good time. I would recommend.
Dang.
On my top 10 list of the year so far.
Oh.
Yep. And that's what I have been reading. And I started The Tainted Cup.
Oh, really?
But I keep getting skip the line loans and then it runs out. So I've been reading it in fits and starts. But it's fun. That's our August book club book.
Yes, August.
I'm reading it during the month. Isn't that crazy?
You're the first one to start it, which is
Has that ever happened?
I don't
Never.
think so.
Not
I don't
even
think so.
I don't think even once.
No.
I've turned over a new leaf for this current week.
Yeah. Next week, probably not.
Probably not. So yeah, that's what I'm reading. What about you guys?
I also read A Fate Inked in Blood and hated it. Let's just say Danielle let me down. She's one of my favorite authors, and it was a disappointment. So that sucks for me. I have a really bad habit of picking books I want to read for my birthday month, and then them not me hating them. I think I'm like,
oh my god, is it a curse?
Yeah, I think I'm like, oh wait, I picked Tress, and then we read Throne of Glass one year, so I'm 2 for 4. Anyways.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
And then I just finished today reading Running Close to the Wind by Alexandra Rowland, and I cannot tell you a single thing that happened in this book, but I can tell you the one character, Avra, is the most unhinged character I've ever read in my life. Like, and he describes himself as a silly little slut. And it's just,
oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's my favorite
I gotta
thing.
read it.
Like, I have no idea what happened in this book plot-wise because, like, it really didn't capture me. But I can tell you everything about this goddamn character. So, we're doing great.
Wow.
And then I am currently reading Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, which is very much my shit and making me believe in books again, which is nice because I've just been feeling very angry about books recently. So that's all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Silly little slut.
Silly Little Sut.
It's so good.
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
Speaking of Silly Little Suts,
Yeah.
I read an advanced copy of Sorcery and Small Magics by Maiga Ducey. I don't think I said that. Whatever. Through NetGalley, so thanks, NetGalley. I really enjoyed it. I don't necessarily think it is actually a 5 out of 5 book, but I did rate it that, you know?
Yeah.
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 You know when you get those?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. So when that comes out, check that one out. I really enjoyed it. I also finished City of Dragons by Robin Hobb, which is book 3 in the Rainwild Chronicles, and immediately started book 4, which is called Blood of Dragons. And also, Sophie said, I like Daughter of the Deep. And I was like, oh, I've been meaning to read that for 5 years. So I started reading that too.
Yeah, like immediately.
Literally, well, because he messaged me that literally as I was sitting in front of my bookshelf thinking, what should I read next? Because I had just finished the one I was reading. I was like, perfect.
Meant to be. The number of times I have tried to get you to read a book that's taken you years to get to. And this is the one.
You said it's in your top 10. This
Yeah.
should be a good one.
Yeah.
Listen, it's Rick Riordan and a marine biologist.
I'm not spoiling anything.
That's all I know about it. But like
Maybe-
both things I like.
Maybe she's deep into music. You don't know.
There's a picture of her wearing like a spacesuit with a submarine and an octopus on the cover.
Mm. Yeah, you know, for the music
Also-
beats.
Also, the letters have fishtails.
Weird. I don't know what that's about. Anyway, what else are you reading?
Just those.
Okay.
That's all.
Wow, what a good time.
Sophie, what should I be reading next?
Wow.
Also, perhaps.
Well, next it is September. The
Uh-huh.
September book that we've been recording for so long. Next book you should read is the September
Uh-huh.
book club book, which is one
Wow,
that
what is
I'm
it?
making both of you read because I know it's on both of your TBRs and I liked it. And it's The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodora Goss. Wow. Crushed it. Wasn't
Wow.
looking at it. Nailed it. Thank you very much. I liked it and I'm excited for you guys to read it. I think there's a good chance that Sam
Won't
I
like
think
it.
there's a good chance neither of you will like it, but
Oh, okay.
Nice.
but I
That was me making you read the Bedlam Stacks. I was like, I'm gonna do it anyway.
and I ended up liking it. I think so, like Hannah said about whatever book you were talking about at the time.
Yeah, thanks.
The book I hated, I think. This is like the first book I read after not reading for like 5 years. So
Yeah.
I really liked it, but it might have been because I was like, oh my God, books are good.
Yeah.
But I think it'll hold up, but it has all of the components for a book that Sophie likes. But I'm standing by making you all read it because I know Sam owns all 3 of the books, so I'm going to make her read it so she
Oh.
can get rid of it if she doesn't like it.
Thank you.
You also made me buy the audiobook when I was trying to cancel my Audible subscription.
If we're being
so-
honest, I think, Hannah, I think you might like it. But you might, there's a chance
Wow.
you won't.
Is it like Victorian E or like Edwardian E?
Yes.
Yeah, I've realized recently that that's not usually my vibe, but maybe it will be.
Okay, but consider, it's more Sherlock-y than anything else. How do you feel
Okay,
about
Okay.
the concept of Sherlock Holmes?
I liked it in 2016 when it was on Tumblr a lot.
Great. You'll start reading this book and you'll see exactly why it's my book. Anyway, that's what
Yeah.
you should read in September.
Okay, great.
Great. Great.
Can we?
You're next,
Sorry.
Hannah.
Can we close it? My dog has got to go.
Oh, I'm next.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was like waiting for Sam to go. Okay. That was a good time. If you also thought this was a good time and you liked this 100th chapter
Wow.
of Midlight Crisis, please consider rating and reviewing us on Spotify or your podcatcher of choice. You can talk to us and find fun-related content on social media. We are at Midlight Pod on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Tumblr, and Blue Sky. And all chapters of the show thus far are available on our website, midlightpod.podbean.com, and on YouTube.
And to finish it all off,
No.
we're all going to say what our TBR is according to Goodreads. 965.
173.
147.
900, Sam. 900. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, Sam.
Do you know that meme that Sophie made where it has
Yeah.
the skeleton at the bottom of a lake?
Sam, 900 books. That's like a third of how many books you own that you haven't read.
Yeah.
Bazinga.
Okay.
Bazinga.
I will preface this in that I don't actually clean up my Goodreads that well, and so like there are many books on there I have no intention of ever reading.
Oh my god, I'm crying.
And I 3 days ago cleaned out my Goodreads want to read. Oh my god, 900. Sam, that's so many
900.
books.